Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome once again to Cloud Coaching. I am Amalraj and I am from EMEA specialist team. So let's start with the agenda. We will cover an overview of database patching methods in ExaDBD. Then we will have a look at the out-of-place patching in deep. And then of course, we will also have a look at in-place patching. Of course, these are followed by demos. And then in the end, we will see Exadata Fleet update and also a demo. So some of these demos are pre-recorded just due to the fact that those cannot be completed in 1 hour. That says some of them will be, some of them are pre-recorded. So bear in mind that. And you can keep asking your queries while the session is going on. Okay, of course, we have a dedicated Q&A in the end also. Okay, so let's see what all patching methods are available while you go for patching your database in ExaDBD, or previously the known as ExaCS. Okay, that is the most what is a common name. So basically, there are two broader categories like out-of-place patching and in-place patching. For out-of-place patching, the database is moved to a new home, whereas for in-place patching, you keep the same home and then replace the entire binary. That is how the in-place patching works in OCI with the new binaries that is having the new release update that you wanted to have it. And then as you can notice, in out-of-place patching, the Oracle home path will be changed because you are moving to a new home. That means the home path will be changed. Whereas for in-place patching, the path remains, the Oracle home path remains the same. So this is important for an applications. Those are dependent on Oracle home path. Yes, there are some applications. Those are not tied to the specific home path. So for those kind of applications, like, we have to go with in-place patching. But out-of-place patching offers you the flexibility to either patch 1 dB or many dBs as you wish. Whereas in-place patching, there is only one way. You have to patch all the databases in the Oracle home. So all of this we will see in the demo in much more clarity so that you will understand in much more details. Now, when I say out-of-place patching, there are two kinds of out-of-place patching. One is out-of-place patching from the console, where you select a particular database and then you perform the out-of-place patching from the console. Whereas if you want to do the out-of-place patching for multiple databases or on a fleet level, that is when we need the help of, or we need to make use of a feature called Exadata Fleet Update. It's a native service within OCI. And we'll talk about more about Exadata Fleet Update and everything, how to do it, everything in the upcoming slides. Now let us understand more about out-of-place patching. So basically, before we do the patching, we need to perform a couple of prerequisites. All of these prerequisites should be done before the patching. So all of this is in greater detail are documented in the MOS note, which is the first MOS note ending with 789.1. So basically, the first thing that we need to do is we need to have a look at this MOS node and understand it very clearly. Second thing is, as mentioned in the MOS node, we need to do system pre-checks. So when I say system pre-checks, we need to download the Exa check and then execute it against our system and then take action for the whatever reports, whatever action items are found in the report. Secondly, there is another MOS node which is ending with 094.1, which is for Exadata critical issues. So that is also highly recommended to have a go through to understand any of those things apply to the specific environment that you have. Then of course, if you have one-off patches, you might need to take action. For example, if you have applied one specific one-off patch in one of your specific RU, for example, say 1918, and then tomorrow, you decide to go to 1919, and then you already see that there is another one-off patch, which is having the bug which is already fixed in. So when you create a custom image, again, what is a custom image? I'll explain it, or I'll show also a demo. That time you'll understand. So basically, when you build an image, you should ensure that your one-off patch for the target RE is already included in that. And then of course, each patching method is different. Okay, sometimes you can opt for rolling method, non-rolling method. So how does all these things impact your application that you need to evaluate? And then there are additional considerations if you are using data guard. So I don't want to, explain all of those things in this call. Everything is, like I said, very well documented in the first MOS note. You can have a go through there. If you have data guard or one-off patches, what you need to do, everything is very well documented. And then for out of place patching, we need to keep in mind that we need to create the target home before the patching window to reduce the downtime, because that is where the new home where we will be moving this database. And then there are, of course, normal things like you need to ensure that there is space in /u01, which is where the grid is running, /u02, which is the Oracle home path, and the cluster where should be up and running on all the nodes, and all the nodes of the VM cluster should be up and running. And ideally, you should update your guest operating system and GI before updating the databases. And then, of course, all of these things should be tested on a test database before doing it on the production. And always recommended, we need to take a backup before proceeding with the patching. So that said, we will log into the console and then see a demo from there. Okay, so before actually getting into the out of place patching demo, I just wanted to show you what is a custom database software image. So if you come to the Exadata and Exadata VM clusters, on the left hand side, you can see we have something called database software images. You can click on that. And then we can create a software image from here. So basically, we can give it a name and then specify the compartment, and the service is Exadata, not Oracle based database. And then we need to select the version, which is the major version, and which is the RU which we want to make this build for or custom image for. So let's say it is for 19.20. And this is where we specify all the one-off patches that you want to be included in your image. So why we are specifying is whatever the default image, I'll say what is the default image, whatever is the Oracle provided image that comes in the console it doesn't include any of the one-off patches that you need. That is where if you have one-off patches, we have to come and build this software image, and you can additionally optionally upload the Oracle home inventory also in case you are coming from on-premise. And that's it, you can create a database software image. So in the interest of time, I'm not going to create it because it just goes on and it creates it. Okay, yeah. So this is how, in case you want to go with one-off patches. Now, assuming that we don't want to go with one-off patches, let's start with the demo for out-of-place patching. So I am in the database home details page for a specific database called OPA. And one thing we need to keep in mind is out-of-place patching has to be initiated from the database details page. So I'll come to that. But for performing the prerequisites, it's always has to be done from the Oracle database home. So this is almost similar to in-place patching. You will understand when I come to the in-place patching demo. So let's go to the home. We are only going there just for performing the prerequisites, and then go to the latest patch available. So these are the patches for VM cluster and operating system. We are not going to check that. So we come here, and if you have made a custom database software image, we can go and select it. So for now, we are going to go with by default whatever provided images in the OCI. So we need to come here and we need to perform the pre-check from here. So in the interest of time, pre-check has already been done. We'll do the apply now, but that is not the apply from here. If you press the apply here, it is going to do the patching for all the databases in this home. That is what is in place patching. So I'll come to that. So just for prerequisites, we have to come to this place and click on pre-check. So that has been already been done. Now what we will do is we will go back to the Oracle home on Oracle database, OPA. Yeah. And like I mentioned earlier, out of place patching always has to be initiated from the database details page. Okay, so we are in the database details page. We can go here and we can move to another home. So like I said, I already created a home in advance before to this session. So we are in 1919, and this is the home path. We will move to another home, which is in 1920. Okay, home name is home-2. That's it. We have to just select the target home, and then we can move the database. So it asks, okay, moving the database involves stopping and restarting. That's it. We can click on move database. So this will take some time. Out of place patching is much faster than in place patching. It probably takes less than 15 minutes. And we can see, we can go to the work request and see the progress. You can click on even the update database here. Yeah, so it will show the progress, and we will be able to monitor here. But in the interest of time, we will not be continuing. We will not be waiting 15 minutes ideally here. If time permits, we will come back to this particular screen at the end of the session or before the end of the session. So for now, let us come back to the slide. Okay. So we have seen the demo for out of place patching. Now, how do you roll back? Okay, if you applied the patch and you move to a new home and you decided that no, I just know due to some reason you want to roll back. So it is very easy with out of place patching, because you can again go to the database and again click on the move home. And in this time, you can actually select a lower version from which you came from. For example, you are in, after the patching, the database is in 1920, and then you want to go back to 1919, you can select the 1919 home. So that is how beautiful it is. You can easily, using the same method, you can even come back, even roll back. Again, of course, it requires downtime. Okay, now we have seen what is out of place patching, how it can be initiated. Let's see more about in-place patching. So the prerequisites are same like out of place patching, except that you don't have to create a new home, because we are going to use the existing home. There is no need of any new home. So I'll skip this portion. This is the same as what we discussed for out of place patching. Again, let us get into a demo. So I'll go back to the console, and this time we'll go to a new window. So let this continue. Yeah, so we are in a database details page called IPA. And one thing we need to keep in mind for in-place patching is always done from the Oracle home, because all the databases running from the home will be impacted. So even if I am in the IPA page, which is the database details page, what I will do, I need to go to the IPPDB home, which is the DB home. And then you will see there are actually two databases running out of the same home. That means both of these databases will be impacted when we do the patching. So that is one thing about in-place patching. So again, to do the pre-check or even to do the patching, we need to go to the latest patch available. And we will come down and you can select any of these things. For now, we can do the pre-check from here. Okay, so in the interest of time, pre-check has already been done. We can do a apply here. So remember that this is the same pre-check that we did for out of place patching. There is no separate pre-check for out of place patching and in-place patching. Both are in the same way. But for patching, for out of place patching, it was from the database details page. For in-place patching, it is actually from the home, where we go and click on apply. Yeah, so it also shows when was the last pre-check done. As you might have noticed, you can do pre-check n number of times before the actual window. Ideally, you should do the pre-check, very close to the maintenance window, but you can do the pre-check even before 1 week, 2 week, but always do one more pre-check very close to the window to ensure that everything is good. And then it clearly says, okay, what databases will be impacted, and they'll be so it clearly shows what DBs will be impacted. So we can click on apply patch. So it will change the state soon here. Okay, I think it is taking some time. Yeah, it has taken some time. It is showing us applying. So you won't get much more details from this page. So we will have to go back to the work requests. Okay, to see what is happening. Yeah, so update DB home is in progress. So here you will be able to see more about what is happening and to track the progress. So this is how we can do the in-place patching. So now let us come back to the slides. Sorry. Yeah, so how do we roll back the in-place patching? So for rolling back the in-place patching, or whatever patch you have applied using in-place patching method, there is no easy way from the console. So you'll have to go back to your, you have to log into your VM, VM, okay, using putty or whatever telnet mechanism. And then you have to use the command line option like this. So for example, uh, we need to specify the home path. I can show you this path. And when you specify the target version, this is the target version which you were initially. For example, if you updated in place patching for updating from 1919 to 1920, for rolling back you have to specify the previous patch which you initially came from. So that is where we want to go now. That is our target to reach. So you can initiate the simple command and then it will be you will be able to roll back. And of course it needs additional downtime. Okay, so now the patches for out of place and in place are in progress. Like I mentioned, we will come back to the screens if time permits. But now let us focus on Exadata Fleet updates. So basically it is a cloud native service which helps us to automate the patching for a fleet of databases in cloud without any custom development. So until this feature was announced, maybe 6 months back or 8 months back, there was no way to have no collective maintenance or what you say for a fleet of databases. It was always when you want to do out of place patching, it was always with one database. Now with this, we have the ability to do the out of place patching on a fleet level. So we can use it to update or patch multiple databases from different VM clusters, Exadata infra, but everything has to be in the same region. And the good thing is it also provides resume capabilities and also the rollback capabilities. Now, what is it try to resolve? Again, like I mentioned in the previous slide, it helps you to automate the entire maintenance operation of large-scale database deployments to update groups of database and grid infrastructure in a single maintenance schedule and cycle. So previously, like I said, if you want to do for a collection, you'll have to always do it one by one. Now everything together in one single maintenance cycle. We'll again discuss about what is maintenance cycle in the upcoming slides. But basically, within one window, you can complete the patching for a fleet of databases. So how does it work? Basically, we need to create a collection. It is a one-time action. So collection is something, a group of databases which you feel can be fitted into a single window. Okay, or a group into a, it can part of a group because maybe it belongs to the same application. So you have some certain criteria due to which you can make it as a group. And then every time you patch, okay, you have to create a new maintenance cycle. So again, what is a collection? What is a maintenance cycle? We'll see it. So how do you basically create a collection? Basically, we search the databases, either a grid infrastructure or Oracle database. What is the major version? For example, you want to create a collection of 19C databases which are running in 1990. So we will first search with that criteria, and then of course we have to specify the compartments, what is the release update version, which Exadata infra it is residing, which VM cluster, do you have any specific home name? So it gives you a lot of flexibility to search with the different parameters. And then once you create a collection, then we have to go for a maintenance cycle. So what is a maintenance cycle? It basically defines what should be the target version of your release update. You are in currently 1919, you want to go to 1920. So that is what you specify in your maintenance cycle. And then what kind of patching methods you want to use. You want to use rolling, non-rolling, or so many other methods. Again, I can show you when we do the demo. And what is the drain timeout? And do you want to ignore the patches and any other option? So all of these things are defined in a maintenance cycle. Now, how does this maintenance cycle work? Okay, so there are basically 4 stages. One is the pre-check before the stage. It is called pre-check stage. And then the staging software, and then pre-check before the apply, which is called pre-check apply, and then the apply. The pre-check is optional, but it is highly recommended to do it. So basically, once these 4 stages are done, we are done with the patching. So you can use this feature either from OCI console, or you can use it using OCI command line, or also using OCI APIs. So regarding the features, like I said, it is a native service and it can be used for fleet-wide patching. And comparing with the other options that we have, like in place and out of place patching, it provides more patch options. For example, you can patch only 50% of the nodes. If you have more than 2 nodes, say you have a 4-node cluster and you want to patch only half of the nodes at one time and then later half, that kind of rolling method, yes, that is possible. Even non-rolling is possible. And you can even schedule the patching. For example, you want to stage the software, even patching it to sometime in the future. All those things can be done with this one. And then, like I said, it is making utilize of an out-of-place patching. So what are the prerequisites? We need certain IAM policies to use the service. Again, some IAM policies to manage the service targets. And then one firewall rule for opening some specific ports. So that's it. Once we are done with all these things, we are good to start with the demo. So let's go back to the console again. Okay, we are in the same in-place patching. It is still going on. Okay. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I am in the console where we can get started with the patching. We'll go to Exadata Fleet update. And once we are in the Exadata Fleet update, we have to create a collection. So we will give it a name. And then we'll select the compartment. It's already selected. And the collection type is database. We'll do it for the database. And cloud service is ExaDBD. And we'll leave the major version as 19C. And then we can go to the next page. Here is what we will specify our search criteria, or what kind of databases we want to get include. So we can click on edit search criteria. So basically you have to select the compartments for Exa Infra, your Exa VM clusters, as well as your databases. Sometimes it is very complex. People keep it on different compartments. So here we have 2 compartments. I'm selecting the 2 compartments. These 2 compartments have all of the 3 covered. Then what kind of database you want to get involved? So I want to include only 19.19 databases, custom database software image. I will leave it as it is. And then we'll select the Exadata Infra. We'll select the VM clusters. And then in case you want to search a specific home, unique name, everything you can select. I am leaving it as it is. And then we can actually apply the search criteria. So this normally takes some time. In the interest of time, we will fast forward it. And then we will see the search results. So when you get the search results, it doesn't matter that you have to select all of them, okay, to be included. You can again pick and choose from here. So for example, here I will not select all of these databases. I will only select some specific databases. So I'll select FUA and FUB. And that's it. We will go to the next one. So now you can see FUA and FUB are from same Exadata Infra, same VM cluster, and the release of course we specify 1919, and both are from. If you see the Oracle home for FUA, it is FUDB home 1, and for FUB it is a different home. Okay, that's it. We will create a collection now. So again, in the interest of time, this normally takes some time. In the interest of time, we will fast forward it, and then we will be able to see that the collection has been created. Yes, the collection has been created. The next thing is we have to define a maintenance cycle. So for that, we can go to the maintenance cycle. We have to click on the maintenance cycle and then start from there. And now we need to create the maintenance cycle. We will give it a name. And then we can select what is the image or what is the target that we want to patch. So we are at 1919. We will go for 1920. You can select whatever is according to your requirement. And then we can either use an existing home or create a new home. I will go with the new home. And of course, we can also specify the new home prefix in case you want to have it. So I'll give it a prefix. And this is what I told. There are different maintenance methods available. So I'll leave it to the default one. And we also have the option to stage the software, okay, on a later time. So it is optional, and apply also later. So we will leave everything that to default. But if you come to the advanced option, you can see we can specify the maximum drain timeout. And also there are options to ignore missing patches or force rolling patch. All these things we can use it if required. So for now, I will leave it everything to default. We'll click on the create maintenance cycle. So this also takes some time normally. So in the interest of time, again, we are fast forwarding it, and we will be able to see that maintenance collection is created. So the maintenance collection or the maintenance cycle has been created, not the collection, sorry. Yeah, maintenance cycle has been created. So now we are good to start with our one of the four stages. Like I said, pre-check for stage, pre-check for, or no, after that stage software, then pre-check for apply, and then apply. So the first step is start with pre-check for stage. So we can click on pre-check for stage. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, there is again an option to schedule it even now. Okay, so we'll not go for that. We'll go with run pre-check now. So this is for the pre-check for stage, and you'll be able to see the action in the under actions. Initially, it comes as pre-check, but then later the name changes to pre-check for stage. So the pre-check, how pre-check works is there will be one job for each database. If you go to the details, you'll be able to see that there is one specific job for each database. There is one job for FUA, one job for FUB, and both are in progress. Yeah, both has got completed. So the pre-check stage software has been completed. We can see the details if required. So once that is done, we can again go back to the maintenance cycle. Now the next step is stage software. So that is the second step. Again, there is an option to schedule it, but we will do it immediately. So this will again bring up an action under the actions. Like you can see the stage software has come. Again, it will be having two jobs. If you go to the details of the stage software, we will be able to see that the details of both of these jobs. So we will go to the details now. So the jobs for both the databases will appear now. Yeah, those have come, and we can go to the details if required. So normally this takes some time, and but we will fast forward it, and we can see that it is completed now. So the staging software also has been completed. Now again, we can go back to the maintenance cycle, and from there we have to initiate the next step. Okay, so now the pre-check stage has come done, and staging has also been done. Now again, we can click on pre-check. This time it will run the pre-check for apply. An action will again come shortly, and it will initially appear as pre-check, but this is a pre-check for apply, and it will soon change its name to pre-check for apply. And like we have seen earlier, we can also go to the details and see the job details about each job for each database. Yeah, if you go to the details, we can see that for both the databases, it is in progress, and this also normally takes some time, but in the interest of time, we will fast forward it, and soon it will be completed. Yeah, so the pre-check for apply also has been completed. So this is how we need to proceed with multiple stages. Initially pre-check for stage, then stage, and pre-check for apply. Now we are good to for, so all of these things can be done actually online. There is no impact on the database. There is no downtime. So the next step is we need to go with pre-check not pre-check, for the apply. So let's go to that, and then we will click on the apply update now. So one thing, I mentioned for out of place patching or any in place patching also, you can do the pre-check for apply n number of times, not all the stages. Pre-check for apply can be done n number of times, okay, just to ensure that everything will go fine. And the latest one should be much more closer to the window. So now we'll click on apply update. We will apply the update now. Yeah, so now we are doing the actual patch apply. As you can see, it has accepted. And if you click on the details now, it will take some time for the job to come here. Yeah, I think it takes a couple of, seconds more to come here.
Mal, while you're waiting for that, and also give you a chance to catch a breath, is there any kind of gotchas, mistakes people generally make where they trip up? Any suggestions on that?
Yeah, I mean, especially, I mean, yeah, like I said, right? If somebody don't understand the difference between these patching mechanism, for example, now they went for an in-place patching, okay, and then they didn't understand, okay, it is going to impact all the DBs in the same home. So unless the people are not aware of these techniques or these patching methods, then I don't think there is any problem here.
And okay, Exadata Fleet update will always do out of place patching. So that's something that you should know and should be aware of.
Yeah, and another thing is, usually people might leave their databases or PDBs in a shutdown mode, or even VM, and Amalraj had clearly stated this in his slide. So that is also one point where the person patching could do a mistake.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks. Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, I mean, the patching always assumes all of your PDBs or DBs are in a very, very good state. You should not keep any of them in bounded state, or it should be in the desired state. So let this continue. I think it is taking some more time to appear it here. What I will do is, let us go back to the out of place patching that we have done. Okay, we initiated first. As you can see, the out of place patching has completed. This is the one we initiated. And let's go to the database details now. This was for OPA. And you can see that it will be, I think it's still in updating stage. Okay, it takes some time, yeah. So if you see the database version, it has gone to 1920 now. We were in OPPDB home, and from where we moved to OPPDB home 2. So this is how easy you can do out of place patching from the console. And for the rollback, like I mentioned, again, you can come here, move to another home. Here, you'll be surprised to see you can actually select the older home. Okay. See, you can select, you can come from 1920, you can even go back to 1919. Again, move database, you will be able to roll back. Now let's see whether in-place patching has completed. In-place patching, like I said, it takes around more than, I might have not mentioned, it takes more than around 30 minutes. So in-place patching is still work in progress. Okay, so probably we will not be able to complete it before the end of the session. Now let us come back to the latest apply update. Yeah, I think the jobs are yet to come. Okay, so basically, yeah, I think there is some issue. Okay, one or more jobs has failed. So okay, the apply update has been failed, and we can look at the errors in the download failed job logs. So basically, if you look at the job, it says it is unable to retrieve the target details due to an unexpected error. This looks like an just one of an error where, because I checked the database and there was absolutely no issues, it is up and running. So that's why I did a retry for the apply update, and it is running now. So the apply update retry is in progress now. We will monitor this and let's see how it is proceeding. Okay, the apply update has almost finished for both of the DBs. As you can see, the status is succeeded. So the retry was successful. We didn't do any changes because it is just looks like an intermittent, connectivity issue or something like that, because it was just unable to communicate the DB, and in the retry it did succeed. So it is just still taking some time to update the action as completed. It is still showing in progress, but the jobs have been completed. So the actual action should also be completed very soon. Okay, the apply update has been successfully completed now in the retry. And so you can see if you go to one of the DBs, for example, say FUA, you can see that it has been updated to 1920 and it has gone to a new DB home. So this is the prefix that we had given, fu-db home, and along with it updates, it puts another number to make it unique. So this is how we can do the fleet update for multiple databases. I think that's it. I will hand it over to Philip now to take it forward from here. Yeah, Philip, over to you if you can explain.
Yes. Hi. Thanks. So what's next? We have quite some things in store. So we want to have vertical patching. Implement that with the Exadata Fleet update. So basically, that means that you will be able to combine your DOM-U and your GI in one flow, which will make it easier and make it less of a burden to have your draining done. So DOM-U and GI will be done in one shot. And we also, you can click on the next button, Amalraj.
Yeah.
We also will have custom GI image support. Currently, that's not something that is possible. So it will allow you to have specific one-offs on the GI, just as you have now with the database patching. You can also have, you can either choose to go to a specific RU or to have an RU plus some one-offs. Same thing will be possible for GI. And then last but not least is to be able to have custom user actions. Sometimes you want to have a shell script that executes pre or post of a move operation or of an so that will also something that will be possible in the future. So, and we are, of course, we are always open from product management to get your feedback about the product, to get some information on how on which features you would like to have in the future. So make sure to contact me, to send me an email, and so that we can make it happen. Yeah, that's it for me, actually.
Yeah, thanks, Philip. I think we are almost at the end of the session. So, Violet and others, right? Do we have any outstanding queries which we need to take up, or how is the Q&A going?
I think we covered all, and thanks a lot for our panelists for responding to all the questions. So as you can see here is the cloud coaching events page, where you can go and check any of the upcoming sessions. Every Wednesday you will see a cloud coaching topic in the schedule. We usually save 1 hour for these calls, and it's always about the tech demo. As I said, we build them based on your needs. Next week there is going to be a session scheduled about Oracle Analytics, pioneering ESG intelligence. So I think for the BI users, these business intelligence users, this topic would be also very, very interesting. Coming soon, we have an Oracle Ora Operator, a new service just launched in the Oracle Autonomous Database. So we will have Herman Viscuso, who is director of the ADB community management, who will deliver this session on the 6th of March. The registration page will be soon available on the Cloud Coaching Events page. Here are the non-English events we started to run. Tomorrow there is going to be a Spanish event covering security. So if you are a Spanish OCI user, feel free to go to the ES page. So you have the bit.ly link pointing you directly to the registration page, or you can scan the QR code that you see under the Spanish flag. And there is going to be also a French session, which we just published. It will be about Oracle Cloud VMware solutions. And we have Amine Hamdi from the account ACES, from the ACES organization, who will deliver for the French customers. Both these pages are available on the local events pages that we have under the EMEA Cloud Coaching page. You can either copy the bit.ly link that you see now on the screen, and I think Tom, maybe you can share the bit.
I was just going to say I'll post them up in a second.
I added them. Okay, thanks a lot. Or you can scan the QR codes. However suits you would be, it's fine. Oh, okay, if you'd like to join us, of course. Here is another live event that will happen soon, and our marketing director will be very happy to see you in this live session. In case you are around, of course, and you'd like to join us in London, the session is scheduled to the 12th and 13th of March. Feel free to either scan the QR code if you'd like to register, or use the bit link that Tom will share with you also on chat. Here is the free tier promo that I mentioned to you at the beginning. So bear in mind that you will get this, everybody attending the call will get the free tier promo in their thank you email along with the recording. Thank you all for attending. Enjoy the rest of the day, and of course, stay safe. Bye-bye.